Zeke Thistlestock Sr. at your service. That's Shades' real name, by the way. No, it isn't. So, here we are again. Back for the attack, back for the scrap. What I'm going to talk about today is this may sort of piggyback off of LD's recent video, and it concerns relapse, and I'm going to tell a story. I did make a comment in that video, and this video is basically going to be what happened in that situation. And to the other creator that was concerned in that video, I hope you're doing really well, man. I know you'll get it. We're all pulling for you, and you know, I've relapsed so many times, dude. Like I've said, if I had a nickel, a dime, even a penny, you know, for every time I relapse, I'd have a substantial amount of damn cash, some kizash, yeah. But this relapse story happens, I want to say it was 5 years ago, probably. Was it 2000? Maybe it was 2021. And I think, well, let's back up. Like, before the relapse happened, I had gone to a certain hospital near here. They have a substance abuse sort of psych ward floor that you would go to if you were having problems. I was having some benzo withdrawal symptoms. I was taking Klonopin at the time, and I can't remember if I had ran out or the prescription not been refilled, whatever. Anyway, I ended up there, and I was having, you know, really, really paranoid thoughts, terrible anxiety, just, you know, kind of out of my head, that depersonalization, derealization, you know, you feel like you're outside looking in, that kind of thing was going on. So they put me up there, and this doctor comes in, and I've never seen a doctor with a bedside manner like this. It was the absolute most horrible. He just comes in like this. Silence. Didn't say anything. And what I had to do, they did like put me in these paper scrubs or whatever, and then I watched a teleconference of a guy talking to me. I guess he was somewhere in Philadelphia. He was a psychiatrist, asking me, you know, what my symptoms were, what's going on, all this kind of stuff. And I started feeling a little bit better or whatever, but you know, like I said, it was just intense anxiety, and that's something that I got over, you know, like later on. But you know, I did have moments where, you know, there was panic attacks going on. What was that? You know, I didn't know what to do. I told the guy, I said, I'm here because of this medication. You know, benzos, you know what happens during withdrawal. I mean, I'm not a nut job. I'm not coming here looking for drugs. I'm coming here looking for guidance. I don't have a primary care provider right now, and I need to talk to you. So I'm on, you know, having this teleconference with the psychiatrist. We wrap that up, whatever. That horrible ass doctor discharges me, whatever. I go on. The worst doctor I've ever experienced in my life. So fast forward, I want to say maybe 2 years later, I suffer a relapse. And I went on, like, I want to say like a week bender, something like that. Got into the wine, got to where I was stopped eating a little bit, was shaking. So I'm like, we're gonna have to go to the emergency room and see if they can do something. Maybe I could, you know, they'll do an outpatient detox. I wasn't taking diazepam, Valium at that time. So we get up there, you know, and I'm sitting around, you know, they're always so friendly, like in the waiting room. I will take care of you, all this kind of stuff. And take my blood pressure, triage, all that kind of stuff. What, are you feeling anything? What are you feeling? You feeling creepy crawlies? You know, are you seeing anything, hearing anything? Tactile hallucinations, auditory, anything like that? When was your last drink? How much were you drinking? We gave him the whole rundown. No CWA, you know, the Clinical Institute alcohol assessment. That it's never been given to me. So I get in there and I'm put in a bed, and I'm waiting around. Guess who shows up? Now, I had done some research on this guy because I wanted to know, I saw his name tag. So I did a Google search on him and found out that he had, in another state, I'm not going to say which state it was, he had gotten in some trouble and had lost a malpractice suit. So when I saw him, I'm like, oh my God, no. And again, he didn't say anything. He just stared. Basically, and he says, well, how are you feeling? When was your last drink? All this kind of stuff. And I had been on my phone trying to call my boss because to let him know I wouldn't be able to get to work the next day. I didn't know what was going on. I had fallen off. And the nurse, I guess, had ratted me out to the doctor and told him that I was on my phone or something. And I guess she perceived that as, well, he's not as bad off as he says he is. And I told the doctor, he's like, well, what were you doing on your phone? I said, I was trying to talk to my boss about this. I said, I am in withdrawal. My last drink was probably 12 hours ago. I've been shaken. I don't want to drink alcohol anymore. I've suffered a relapse. Can you please help me? Can we outpatient detox, anything like this? And he just walked out of the room. I'm like, well, what in the hell is going to go on? Social worker came in, the usual thing with, they always do that. You know, we can send you to this treatment center. We can set this up. I said, is there any way we can do this outpatient? I haven't been drinking that long. I do feel bad, but I'd like to try to handle this and get back to work. I don't want to screw this guy over. Doctor comes back in. We're sending you home. I said, you're sending me home? Yeah, we're sending you home. You're malingering. I'm like, malingering? And for people that don't know what that is, that's basically like, in the military, it's a criminal. They can court-martial you over it. It's basically like maybe complaining about your back so you don't have to do this kind of duty, or maybe you lying about a headache and calling into work and lying, you know, so you don't have to go into work. You don't feel like it, so you lie and tell them you have a really terrible headache or backache or whatever. That's malingering. Well, he wrote it down on the discharge form, malingering. And I said, I think I need to be admitted. I've been drinking, and I'd really appreciate it if you would help me out here. He's like, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to call the cops. The hospital security is going to get you out of here. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. I wanted to drop that knowledge on him. Because I'm a journalist, I can dig up information on people. I've got the passages. You know, I have the channels, I have some sources. And I knew who this guy was, and I could have just nailed him right there and said, you know, I know who you are. You know? How about I just go to the paper or talk to somebody about how I've been treated at this hospital and who treated me. I mean, I felt like doing that, but I'm not going to go there. I just decided to just leave, and I think I tapered off alcohol. I just think I'd give you that story. It was kind of funny, just the back and forth between us. The dude is just a jackass. I don't know how he got a medical degree. This fat, overweight, scumbag blob of a doctor. And to find out that he had blown some procedure somewhere else, treating in emergency medicine, and then reading what they did to him and all this license suspension, I think. It was just unreal. And I could have just dropped that on him. He probably would have definitely gotten the cops on me, like, and done something if I had dropped that on him. But I was just amazed at the treatment at this particular hospital. It is not the place to go. I'm not going to mention the hospital, but I wouldn't tell anybody to go there. all smiling faces in the waiting room, you know, at intake and triage, and then you go in there and you're just a lump of meat, alcoholic, that's getting no sympathy, no empathy. There could be alcoholic people on the staff. They don't want to know you. Absolutely aggravating. But I did want to sort of drop, not a reaction video, but a relapse video, because my last video was on that I hope that I didn't relapse anymore, and I'm going on 9 months, and I'm feeling really good about it. And to that person, you know, you'll get it, and you did have some solid sobriety, man, and I'm really proud of you, and nobody's perfect, you know, nobody. So, and it's progress, not perfection. But like and subscribe. Check out some of our other videos. And as always, stay tuned, come back, see you clowns later.